Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. She said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact. They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. She said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said it a moment ago, wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
America was shaken by words that felt like a siren in the night, not from the streets, not from a protest, but from inside the highest levels of power. California Governor Gavin Newsom looked straight into the camera and delivered a warning that stunned millions. His voice was calm, but his message was urgent. He said, "America needs to wake up." Those 5 words landed like thunder. This was not casual talk. This was not politics as usual. Newsom was not smiling. He was not joking. He was sounding an alarm. He warned that democratic institutions, elections, and civil liberties are at risk. He warned that the very system Americans trust could be in danger. And at the center of this warning stood one man, Donald Trump. Newsom made it clear. He believes Trump represents a serious threat to the foundation of American democracy. He spoke about elections. He spoke about power. He spoke about what could happen if people stay silent. Millions of Americans heard those words and felt something shift. Some felt fear. Some felt anger. Some felt they had just heard the most important warning of their lifetime. Because when a governor of the largest state in America tells the country to wake up, people listen. This was not just about political disagreement. This was about the future of elections, the future of freedom, the future of America itself. And now the question that hangs in the air is simple and terrifying. What exactly does Gavin Newsom see coming? What is he warning the nation about? And why now? Because according to Newsom, the danger is no longer far away. He believes it is already here. Gavin Newsom did not speak like a man guessing. He spoke like a man who believes he has seen the warning signs clearly. He spoke about democratic institutions. These are the systems Americans depend on. The courts, the elections, the peaceful transfer of power. These systems have held America together for more than 200 years. But Newsom says they are now under pressure. He pointed directly at Donald Trump in his actions, his words, and his influence. Newsom believes Trump has changed the way millions of Americans see elections. He believes Trump has planted doubt where trust once lived. And doubt is powerful because once people stop trusting elections, the foundation begins to crack. Newsom warned that this is how democracy weakens. Not all at once, not in a loud explosion, but slowly, quietly, piece by piece. He reminded Americans of the past few years. The claims, the arguments, the fights over election results, these moments did not just disappear. They stayed in people's minds. They changed how people feel. Newsom believes this is dangerous. He believes when people stop believing in fair elections, they stop believing in democracy itself. And when that happens, everything becomes unstable. He warned that America must not ignore this moment. He warned that waiting too long could mean losing something that cannot be easily brought back. Trust, freedom, stability. Newsom's message was clear. This is not just about Donald Trump as a person. This is about what Trump represents. A shift, a change, a challenge to the system itself. And Newsom says America cannot afford to look away. But this warning did not come out of nowhere. Donald Trump remains one of the most powerful political figures in the world. His voice still reaches tens of millions of people. His supporters remain loyal. His influence remains strong, and that is exactly why Newsom is speaking now. He believes Trump's power is growing again. He believes Trump is not fading. He believes Trump is preparing for something bigger. Newsom warned that Trump has already shown how far he is willing to go to challenge the system. He pointed to Trump's refusal to accept defeat in the past. He pointed to Trump's continued claims about elections. Newsom believes these actions have lasting consequences because when leaders question elections, their followers listen. And when millions of followers listen, reality begins to change. People stop agreeing on facts. People stop agreeing on truth. Newsom believes this creates a dangerous environment, an environment where anything can happen. He says America must face this reality now, not later. He says waiting would be a mistake, because by the time people realize the danger, it could already be too late. Newsom's words were not filled with anger. They were filled with urgency. He was not trying to entertain. He was trying to warn, and millions of Americans are now asking the same question. Is this just political talk, or is this a real warning about the future of democracy? Newsom spoke about something even deeper. He spoke about civil liberties. These are the freedoms Americans live with every day. The freedom to speak, the freedom to vote, the freedom to live without fear of losing those rights. Newsom warned that these freedoms are not guaranteed forever. He said they can weaken if leaders gain too much power. He warned that when power grows without limits, freedom shrinks. This is not a new idea. History has shown this many times. But hearing it now, in modern America, shocked many people because Americans have always believed their freedoms were safe. Newsom challenged that belief. He said safety is not automatic. He said safety depends on action. He said safety depends on people staying alert. He warned that ignoring warning signs is how freedoms disappear. Not overnight, but slowly, quietly, without people noticing until it is too late. Newsom's words created a feeling of urgency across the country. Some people agreed with him immediately. Others strongly disagreed. But one thing was certain. People were listening. Because when someone says freedom itself could be at risk, people pay attention, and Newsom made it clear. This is not a future problem. He believes this is happening now. What made Newsom's warning even more powerful was the emotion behind it. He did not sound like a man trying to win votes. He sounded like a man trying to wake up a nation. He repeated the phrase again, America needs to wake up. He wanted people to understand the seriousness of this moment. He wanted people to feel the urgency. He wanted people to act. Newsom believes silence is dangerous. He believes ignoring threats only makes them stronger. He believes democracy survives only when people protect it. This is why he spoke so directly. This is why he used such strong words. He was not speaking only to Democrats. He was speaking to all Americans. He was asking them to pay attention, to look closely, to think about what kind of future they want, because according to Newsom, the choices made now will shape America for generations. He believes this moment will be remembered. A moment when America was warned. A moment when America was told to wake up. And now the nation stands at a crossroads. One path leads forward with strength. The other leads into uncertainty. And the decision will not be made by leaders alone. It will be made by the people. The impact of Newsom's warning did not stay quiet. It spread fast across television, across phones, across dinner tables. People began talking. People began asking questions. What did he mean? Why did he sound so certain? Why did he sound so serious? Because when a powerful governor says democracy itself could be at risk, people do not ignore it. Newsom made it clear he believes this is a defining moment, a moment that could decide the direction of the country. He warned that moments like this do not come often, and when they do, the response matters. He spoke about history. He reminded Americans that democracy is not something that runs on its own. It survives only when people defend it. It survives only when people care enough to protect it. Newsom believes that Donald Trump has created a political environment filled with tension and distrust. He believes Trump has made people question systems that once felt unshakable. And once trust is shaken, rebuilding it becomes very hard. Newsom warned that the danger is not only about one election, it is about the future of all elections. He warned that if doubt becomes permanent, democracy becomes weaker. He said America must not let that happen. He said America must stay awake because once people fall asleep, others can take control. And by the time people wake up, everything may have changed. Donald Trump remains at the center of this storm. His supporters see him as a fighter. They see him as someone who challenges the system. They believe he speaks truths others are afraid to say. But Newsom sees something very different. He sees risk. He sees instability. He sees a path that could lead America into dangerous territory. Newsom believes Trump's influence has already changed the political landscape. He believes Trump has shown that rules can be challenged openly. He believes Trump has shown that long-standing traditions can be pushed aside, and when traditions are pushed aside, uncertainty grows. Newsom warned that America's strength has always come from its stability, from its peaceful elections, from its respect for law. He warned that losing that stability could change everything, because stability is what keeps a nation strong. Without it, fear grows, division grows, conflict grows. Newsom believes America is standing in a fragile moment, a moment where decisions carry enormous weight, a moment where leadership matters more than ever. And he believes Americans must understand exactly what is at stake. What makes this moment even more intense is the emotional power behind Newsom's message. He did not use complicated words. He used simple words, direct words, words designed to reach every American. Wake up, pay attention. Do not ignore what is happening. He wanted people to feel the seriousness because feelings move people. Feelings create action. Newsom believes Americans cannot afford to be passive. He believes they cannot afford to assume everything will be fine. He warned that assuming safety can lead to losing safety. He believes democracy depends on participation. It depends on awareness. It depends on people understanding the risks. Newsom made it clear he is not willing to stay silent. He is not willing to watch quietly. He is not willing to pretend everything is normal, because he believes this is not normal. He believes this is a turning point, a moment that could define America's future, and he wants people to see it clearly. This warning has created a deep divide across the nation. Some Americans agree completely with Newsom. They believe his warning is necessary. They believe he is protecting democracy. They believe he is telling the truth. People need to hear. But others strongly reject his message. They believe Newsom is exaggerating. They believe he is using fear to influence voters. They believe this is political strategy, not reality. This divide shows just how tense America has become. Two sides, two beliefs, two completely different views of the future, and Donald Trump remains the central figure in this conflict. His presence continues to shape the conversation. His words continue to influence millions. His future continues to hold enormous importance. Newsom understands this. That is why he spoke so strongly. That is why he chose his words carefully, because he knows the stakes are high, higher than ever before, and the outcome will affect everyone. Now, America stands in a moment filled with uncertainty, a moment filled with questions, a moment filled with emotion. Newsom's warning continues to echo across the country. America needs to wake up. Those words continue to stay in people's minds because they force people to think. They force people to ask hard questions. They force people to face uncomfortable possibilities. Newsom believes the future of democracy is not guaranteed. He believes it depends on what happens next. He believes it depends on whether people listen, whether people act, whether people care enough to protect what they have. This is not just a political battle. This is a battle over trust, over stability, over the future itself. Newsom has delivered his warning. Donald Trump remains a powerful force, and the American people now hold the deciding power. Because in a democracy, the people shape the future. The people decide the direction. The people determine what comes next. And now, more than ever before, the nation is being told to wake up before it is too late.